following live broadcast is rated PG. Parental guidance is suggested. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow Ear Shoulder Voice on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch so you can live chat during the broadcast. And connect with us on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and our website, www.earshouldervoice.com, where you can get a live schedule of our upcoming shows, call into a live broadcast, or apply to be a guest panelist. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Ear Shoulder Voice. So glad to have you here. It's been a few weeks since we've actually been on, since Super Bowl was our last show. We're kind of retooling Ear Shoulder Voice a bit, going to change it up for you. But this is going to be a different show for us. It's going to be Truth in Advertising. This is going to be a topic show like we usually do on Sundays. Again, it is Truth in Advertising. We're going to talk about American Fool, pretty much. The fact that advertisements are all around us. It's something we can't escape from. It's something that affects what we watch, what we listen to, what we hear, what we buy, every single thing out there, from the jingles to the commercials to the product placements. It all does affect. Oh, dry throat. I'm going to drink this tea. Love this tea. Speedway has some of the best tea, I'm telling you right now. If you ever get a chance and you go to Speedway, their fresh brewed tea is some of the best tea you can find. It tastes natural. It tastes real. It doesn't taste like that canned stuff. The sweet tea is good too, but I like the all-natural regular brewed. So aside from that, you never notice when the people are going to be putting product advertisements in stuff, and that's some of the stuff we're going to discuss, because it will affect your decision whether you are realizing it or not. That's one of the things that a lot of movies used to do. They used to do those clips where they showed a quick advertisement of something that you would never actually see, but it'd make you go, oh my god, I want to get some Reese's. Now, I want to get Reese's before I even see the movie, because Reese's Pieces are an amazing candy. It's kind of like M&M's, but the peanut butter it tastes so good, you cannot beat the flavor that is derived from a Reese's Pieces. You have that, and you're just going to be happy with whatever else you're doing. So Reese's Pieces is the way to go. E.T. used them a lot of times in there. But aside from that, something I really like to advertise right now is our panel, because our panel is the best. Alright, also want to remind you while you're here, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow to Ear Shoulder Voice on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, because we're on all those, and go to our website at www.earshoulder.com. But right now, let's bring in our first panelist. Please welcome Gabe. Gabe, what's going on?
Hey, man, how are you?
I am absolutely fantastic. Yourself?
Good, good.
So, you've been off with us for a little bit, for a few weeks, too. How has it been going for you?
Just back to work, and have been doing that, so it's been fun.
That's it, just back to work. It's been fun.
Yeah, taking care of my kid.
So much stuff has happened to you over 2 weeks, my God.
Yeah, not really. It's just been a mundane drawl of inactivity, video games and work and helping out my kid.
I don't know what you're talking about, Bill. I would never throw a plug for Speedway.
No.
I mean, I couldn't. They could get mad at me. And with all the points I earn with all the stuff I buy at Speedway, with those points I can get discounts on gas. I can get my rewards, and I can save a lot of things. I would never plug Speedway and make them mad at me.
You can get 2 Red Bulls for
$5. You know what? You can also get this brand new Coke with coffee right here. It's actually Coca-Cola, and it's got coffee infused. It's a very unique tasting drink like you've never had before. This is the zero sugar.
And yet it still looks like a bad idea.
It is, but it still tastes good. And 2 for $5 at Speedway right now. So anyway, all right. Well, I'm glad you've had a little time. Glad you're back to work. One of the things that's changed some of the stuff we've done here is the fact that I'm back to work too, and with the pandemic and everything, we're running from 7 to 10, which is a really weird time frame.
Yes.
Still trying to adjust and get used to that one right now.
Make sure that everybody's driving drunk at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, so much smarter. So much smarter. Speaking of drunk, let me have some of this delicious Jackfire.
Got to be safe.
Hit the spot. All right, I'm going to bring in our next panelist right now. Please welcome back Brandon.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, buddy.
Hi, Brandon. So how you doing?
Oh, I went to a concert. I was crowd surfing, and no, it's pandemic times, dude. No one's doing anything.
Oh, no, trust me, I'm working the bar. People are doing things.
Yeah, that's true.
They shouldn't be, but they're doing them.
Yeah, I should get out there. Just got to get out of here.
I hear that.
By the way, 7-Eleven was so happy that the terrorist attacks didn't happen in July.
Yeah.
That's a math joke.
That would definitely ruin 7-Eleven.
Yeah. Happy it was September.
But my birthday.
Not happy,
My
but
birthday's near September 11th, so
oof,
it's not fun for me either.
a little less gifts.
Yeah,
Why did I think it was September 9th?
it is.
Oh.
But the entire, not to say that we
Yeah,
shouldn't.
it's like if it's on a Friday, Sunday's sad.
It's like right.
Okay, I got you.
It's like if your
so as long as
birthday.
it runs on that day, it's fine.
It's when your birthday's next to Christmas or on Christmas. It's the same.
But the opposite.
Right, but opposite, and way worse, and not at all comparable.
So we're talking a little bit about the advertisements, and I noticed what do you've got on your shirt right now there, Brandon?
This was from UFC 218 when the great UFC came to Detroit last.
Nice.
Into you. So you were you doing anything on there, or did you just go?
We just went as fans, but the podcast was booming. We had a couple of fighters interview us. We actually met a ton of fighters thanks to the podcast the night before those fights. So that was one of the best weekends of my life, and it was all thanks to the podcast.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very cool.
That's really nice. Bill says one thing. I think he was referring. We go to Speedway. Speedway is the worst for impulse buying.
Well, it's
is.
designed
They
for
push
that.
it.
I mean,
I don't even eat candy, and I buy candy every time I go. I give it to people that work
That's
there.
because
every
they
time
set
I go.
up they set up virtual displays or real displays
Yeah.
as a line just to make sure that you look left and right. And,
You know,
why
the
does it
smartest-
look so pretty?
right.
It gets
One
me
of the
every
smartest
time.
things Speedway ever did was the bonus points thing,
Sure.
too, because those points add up and do so much, and no matter what you buy, you see that big 500 points, you're like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to add that on there. And
I
fair
like
enough,
points.
it saves me. Usually around Christmas, I can get $200-300 in gift cards just off bonus points. That I've
Well, they
saved up.
used to have gas. Gas used to count a lot more, and you could use your fleet card with it.
Yeah.
So when I worked, I'd fill up my work van, every week, and I had a lot of points. And then they changed that because so did everybody else. And my art van.
Yeah, they changed the whole points for the fuel. It's weird now.
See, the grocery stores were smart. They were like, we'll do it because we know you won't come here.
Somebody is.
Some, people are still going. They need groceries at some point. I still do. So, what kind of do you think advertisements? Good jingles, bad jingles, good memories, bad memories. Part of what this original topic was truth in advertising, how advertisement lies to you and stuff.
Right.
So, but aside from the lies, definitely children's advertisements are lies 100% in every way. Because you
No
know,
more than adults.
to
We just,
a point.
we just pretend that we don't fall for the same crap. Where
But
it's
the
like,
difference
well,
is
you can have
children
this
are
just
more
like everybody
gullible
else
to
has.
believe it.
Right.
Like they think that leprechaun's going to jump off that box and talk to him with this magical.
Yeah, but then the adults think that Gucci bag's going to make you not a piece of crap human. So, everybody just does whatever they do. Whatever they buy, they're buying for either how it makes them look, for their image, or just so that they look like they're doing better in society.
Or
Like kids.
that drug is going to change somehow your mood or fix something. That's another one of the things is the pharmaceutical advertising.
true.
Absolutely.
The pharmaceutical industry is a really good one. I didn't even think about that when we were doing this because they got in so much trouble years ago that the disclaimers they have to put on products now is so ridiculous, and I don't know how they sell a product on TV successfully.
Well, I read up on it right before I came up here, came on, and we are one of two countries, us and New Zealand, that are allowed to advertise drugs on television. That's it. Us and New Zealand. So
Interesting.
the disclaimer is that the laws, the FDA says that you have to at least advertise one thing that it does, just one thing, and you have to disclaim all of the side effects that have come up. Things that you don't have to disclaim is if drugs are out there that are better if the drug actually, like the success rate of that actual drug, and lawsuits that, the thing, obviously.
Oh God, if they have to do
That-
lawsuits,
right.
oh my God.
But I mean, as of right now, it's like you have the advertisements with the disclosures at the end of them that are a minute long, and it's comical.
They're like, just say it as fast as you can in a weird voice so that people look past it.
Mm-hmm.
It is, but that's what I pay attention to. I see those. I can't wait to see the side effects every time something comes on. I think it makes it hard. I would think it makes it hard to sell a product.
I don't know. I
Like
think
if my doctor said, "Well, here we can prescribe Lunesta works pretty good. We're going to do this or whatever. We're going to try it for you."
unless you're Roseanne.
Yeah, but okay, might try that. My doctor prescribed it. See it on TV. Side effects may include itching, burning, swelling, headache, death, nausea, vomiting. Like,
Ruining of your career.
not gonna want it. Yeah, not gonna want to get any of that at that point.
Racist tweeting.
Did you guys ever see the commercial from Saturday Night Live for Happy Fun Ball?
Oh
Anybody
yeah,
familiar?
I use that in trivia still for the Happy Fun Ball.
Yeah, it's just
That
a
is
ball.
like the best commercial. It's all it is. It's Happy Fun Ball. And have you seen it, Brandon? I know
No.
it's
Surprisingly not.
80s,
Yeah,
early
look it up.
90s.
Yeah, it was
Happy
the
Fun Ball.
Dana
For everyone.
Carvey era.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's-
from Saturday Night
that's
Live
one of
that
my
airs on
favorite eras,
NBC
too.
every Saturday night. NBC is Saturday Night Live, and they aired that back in the 80s. They've been on for 75 years. Should be a good show. Every show is absolutely fantastic, full of comedy sketches. Don't miss it.
Careful, none of these people are paying us, so
That's true.
it changes the whole game. Billy Mays was the best.
Yeah, I wanted to get to that Billy Mays. That is one person. I mean, you don't know a lot of people that do advertisements. Really, that did a lot of these infomercials, but Billy Mays stuck out.
Right now, though, the guy is the Flex Seal guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the new Billy Mays, where he's like, I sawed this boat in half. They're like, why?
What a waste.
Why would you do that?
Save
but
Now
it worked
that's
a lot
some
better
damage.
before you did that and had to fix it.
right.
Oh yeah, it's a meme fest with that guy. Every time someone's having a bad day and tells you about it, you're just like, now that's some damage.
See, it used to be the competition of the beard with all of those guys.
Yeah.
With one of the things that I was thinking when you did the topic, which is why I appeared shortly after Super Bowl, around Super Bowl time, was because advertisements were big in Super Bowl. This Super Bowl, I think the advertisements sucked, personally.
Well, they had said like the day before that most businesses weren't going to put that kind of money into it like usual. So
Yeah, but the strange thing is, you had Budweiser that was like, we're not going to put any Budweiser commercials out there. And then the entire thing was filled with Bud Light commercials.
yeah.
Like, what the
Well,
fuck?
it's not
That's
Budweiser.
different. It's Bud Light.
Oh, I see.
Nobody drinks Budweiser anymore anyway. It's mostly just Bud Light anywhere.
Yeah.
That's fair.
There you go, too. So they don't. But the big ones they change, are there any commercials that you used to look forward to the new version or the new commercial coming out?
I kind of like the Extends commercials back in the day. Or it's just, this is Bob, and he's just like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
he just keeps banging, but they don't really talk about it. It's just a smile.
Yep.
This is his wife.
Where's the limit, too? Because you can air that stuff anywhere. You can air it during your Saturday, or there's no Saturday morning cartoons anymore, but you can air that stuff anytime. You just look like... It used to be fun when we used to watch cartoons as a kid. I think even you, Brandon, because they didn't stop until about 10 years ago where it really faded out. It was all like kids' commercials all the way, and toy commercials were big things and stuff. How many people bought a toy because the advertisement looked great or it was so popular, but it was just the biggest piece of shit toy in the world?
Oh, plenty.
Like what?
People bought pet rocks, so.
Hey, don't talk about Earl. Earl's my friend.
Earl.
I still have him somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, there was so many junk toys out there. You got all your Transformers clones and everything. Once everything stopped with die-cast metal and everything started being made with plastic, it's like,
Yeah.
It's...
And they don't
yeah,
advertise
so-
that. They don't change it. You think it's the same thing, and it just ruins. They feel cheap.
Well, look at Transformers the movie. I mean, that entire thing is just, we are going to destroy and kill all of our our die-cast metal toys so we can introduce you to these horribly shitty, brand new plastic toys like Blur and Hot Rod and Omega Supreme and all this other stuff. And now it's garbage, and they actually had some backlash from the kids.
I'm
that were
actually
like,
trying to think.
that were like, "What the fuck is this? This is not." You
To
know.
Debbie, I'm trying to think of that commercial.
Yeah, I
The
have no
pizza one with
idea.
little tot in the water.
I think you were just talking to Bob too much. That's all that was.
The little tot.
Ty Vance, the voice of Ronco for years. Bill says he gets the toys for Christmas and they're recalled in January. That was a big thing that happened a lot of times. That was just through product testing and stuff.
Yeah.
They didn't go through them. They tried to rush everything to the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, everything would get recalled. Bears would explode and all this other weird shit would happen.
E.T.
Which
PSP.
I don't think that recalling them's good because nowadays, especially with kids, I know when I was a kid, if you had released that same bear and called it Exploding Bear, I would buy that shit.
That's true.
Like, that is what I want. Bear will explode at any time. I'll wait for it like it's perfection, waiting for things to pop up or something.
That's so funny that Gabe mentioned E.T. with his like crunch time for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, E.T. is. I mean, it's considered the worst game in history, but most of the Atari games back then were equivalent.
I've never understood
turd.
why E.T. was the worst game in history. I get that it was stupid and it was pointless and all this other stuff,
Right.
but like you just said, it wasn't that different.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just a hit too close to home because it was too real. It was like, oh, I'm trying to follow my dreams and I fell in a pit and I can't get out. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I just got out of it. I literally clicked to the right by a little bit of a degree, and now I'm right back into that same hole.
I was actually, because video games are good, I was actually watching a video on What Culture. It's a channel I watch on YouTube, What Culture. They do movies and horror films and stuff like that, and they review them and tell you about the top 10 special events and stuff. WhatCulture.com, go to it, and What Culture on YouTube, follow it. It's got a lot of great shows. But they did something on video game advertisements and talked about the things they do and what they're doing now that are far worse.
Oh, for sure.
And I don't think they're far worse. I remember the commercials, like Jack Black started in a Pitfall Harry commercial.
Yeah.
You know, and way before your time, Brandon.
But is it more about the bait and switch? I mean, look at games like Cyberpunk, who's got the class action lawsuit against them. You have Mass Effect Andromeda, which is
oh my god,
under the same.
I totally remember
pretense.
that commercial now, Debbie. I just want to say I do. That was hilarious. With the stretching cheese, will remind you. You mentioned cheese. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's that funny.
Mom's very into cheese.
But
I'm very into cheese. I like that.
but with video games, yeah, it's nowadays with the development stages of that, now they're selling these things 2 years ahead of time. They're releasing them and they're not done, and they're just letting it go.
Especially since the advent of the online patch system, that all the systems are online.
Right.
It's like, we don't have to finish the game. We don't have to test the game, because if there's any problems with it, we'll just fix them post-launch, which is a huge, I think it's a disadvantage. People like as they get in their hands quicker, but they're not even trying anymore. I mean, look at the PlayStation 5 right now and look at the Xbox.
Right.
The Xbox One. It is that those things were released, 5 months ago almost? 4 to 5 months ago?
Yep.
And you still can't find them anywhere. This is all a marketing ploy. It's what they're doing. They're advertising it. They're not caring. They're not saying, let's have enough to get out there. We care more about the demand. So let's make everybody pumped up for it.
Right.
And then let's just throw some out there. It's not like they can't meet production.
Right. They're just like, sprinkle it out there. Fight over it.
Well, I think that success started with the Tickle Me Elmos and stuff like that, right?
And it did.
Yeah.
Too. It became in such demand. Tickle Me Elmo was the biggest one during the holiday season because every kid wanted it. And again, thanks to commercials and thanks to the advertising for it. And it was Elmo, but come on, Elmo wasn't that new.
Right.
Elmo had been around at that point, but now it was just... And again, that's where kids falter a little bit, because even though you get it, and as a kid you know it's going to be just a product, just a regular Elmo toy, in your head you have Elmo there as a kid.
Right,
like you're also buying the character. And if you don't buy it, your parents suck. And commercials might as well go as far as to say that, because also...
I'm sure they have.
I'm sure some of them have.
I'm sure there's a commercial out there.
Tear apart some families to get this bottom dollar back.
Right.
Right. And one of the things, there's a commercial on right now for a phone game, I think it is. And all it is like a war going on, and some model, I can't think of what her name is, and she's just walking there with her tits, broadly viewable, just covering a nip and just being sexy as fucking can be, telling you should play this fucking game. Has nothing to do with it. Sex fucking sells, but that used to be reserved for beer.
Mm-hmm.
Works for everything, really.
Like, anybody that spends their time playing all these games is never going to have a woman like you, so why are you on there?
Oh, yeah, it's a sick reverse psychology thing.
It really is. Oh, before Elmo, Cabbage Patch Kids. That's true. Cabbage Patch Kids were a big one, Debbie says.
Yep.
I remember those.
Yeah,
I never wanted to have them. I wanted the Garbage Pail Kids. Even though they didn't have dolls, I just wanted the cards. Because we used to trade those all the time.
That movie was a bait and switch.
So was Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
If you want to go,
but in regards to that, I don't know. I like Leguizamo and I like Hoskins. I still think that they're good Mario and Luigi.
They were cast just fine.
And the rest of the movie, even though
no other part of that movie was.
I know, the Goombas were fucked. Just huge guys, small heads.
That made no sense. Yeah. But that was the other thing, and I'm trying to remember the commercials for the Super Mario movie, and I'm pretty sure they didn't show a lot of that stuff during the commercials.
When did this movie come out?
Mario's 85, so this had to be like 88 probably.
See, if it was me, my Princess Peach would have been Pamela Anderson.
Oh, it was what is her name from Pump Up the Volume?
Oh god. It wasn't even Peach, it was Daisy.
Oh. Yeah.
Daisy's always been hotter, can we all agree?
Oh, CSI Forensics gets dust for fingerprint and had asbestos. I actually remember that got recalled. Did anybody remember the CSI thing that came out, the little toolkit, the game? It was actually a game, kind of.
Oh,
yeah. I remember that.
And yeah, it did. It got recalled because of asbestos on there. Because I mean, what the hell? I think it makes it more real. Somebody dies, now you actually have an investigation to go through. You know. Sure.
Yeah, so Mom, you might want to check our closet.
And this is when I wanted to actually fully bring up that Bill says, and that is the early ads for commercials and cigarettes. Cigarettes were a big one. I mean, that was before you had them all, and doctors would tell you doctors did these commercials. I don't know if anybody remembers these.
Mm-hmm.
And they would tell you when they want to smoke, they want the smooth flavor of a Pall Mall, or they want a Camel, or a Winston, or in my case, a Marlboro, because Marlboro to me is one of the smoother cigarettes out there. It's really easy. It goes down smooth. It's all natural. Of course, it's not natural.
It might give you cancer.
However, it may cause cancer or other debilitating diseases.
I love it. Like, I'm picturing a commercial with like a surgeon, like, body open, and he's like working. He's like, like ashes it into his liver. He's just like,
they literally would in these commercials, and because I do trivia, I pull up a lot of retro commercials and stuff like that. And in the commercials, they would literally step out of the office or the doctor's room or the operating room and light up a cigarette.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And
they were smoking inside. Back in like the 50s, they were smoking inside the operating room.
Mm-hmm.
On the side.
They were doing that in the 80s.
I think we did, Bob.
Oh, yeah. I'm like,
pretty good.
You used to be able to smoke everywhere, but I don't believe they ever thought that it was not unhealthy.
Right.
But it was definitely a money-making industry, and if your doctor promotes it, then it's totally okay.
And
there was actually
a kid that starts smoking. You go to your parents, like, well, doctors do it, so like you can't really fight me on this.
But well, kids too did it. There was a Flintstones. The Flintstones used to advertise cigarettes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like after the show, before the credits rolled, they would come out, Fred and Barney, one of them would light up and talk about their cigarette and how great it was.
I gotta look that up now.
Oh,
I want to see Barney smoking like fucking Fred. So sick of his shit.
I gotta smoke these just to deal with the guy.
Right. My wife's way hotter.
And then they moved on to Yabba Dabba Doobies. And then
exactly. It's a gateway drug.
It completely is, actually.
But with cigarettes, I mean, look at it's sort of the same business model as recalls for vehicles, right?
Yeah, so here you go really quick.
Sure.
They sure work hard, don't they, Barney?
Yeah? I hate to see them work so hard.
Yeah, me too. Let's go around back where we can't see him. Gee, we ought to do something, Fred.
Oh, they went around back.
How's about taking a nap? Hey, I got a better idea. Let's take a Winston break.
That's a giant fucking
Winston
cigarette.
is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack. Winston's got that filter blend. Yeah, Fred.
Oh, boy.
Makes the big taste difference, and only Winston has it up front where it counts. Here, ahead of the pure white filter.
And Wilma's
Winston
mowing.
packs
Yep.
rich tobaccos specially selected and specially processed for good flavor in filter smoking. Yeah, Barney, Winston tastes good like a cigarette jug.
There you go.
Yep,
Nothing
that
like,
was literally during the Flintstones.
Nothing like the NASCAR themed
Yeah.
cigarette and the women doing all the work.
The good old days, right?
Right?
When
Oh, that's
things
what
were
gives-
really black and
Well,
white.
it was more trouble than advertising the cigarettes. But they used to actually do, I mean, you think, I realize it was a primetime cartoon, but, kids watch it too. And kids had no problem smoking candy cigarettes was another thing when it came out. That was like directly geared towards kids.
I got pretty into those.
Yeah. I preferred lights, candy lights.
Had candy lights.
I like, but here's the thing. So did
It's
you
half
prefer?
baking soda.
Did you prefer the chalky ones or the bubblegum ones that you could actually blow and it would
Both.
make a puff of smoke?
Both good, but I was on the like the powdery ones.
Oh, Bill, you remind me of this one too. And this
So
is
like
really
the bubble
true.
gum where you could actually blow
Yeah,
the
no,
powdered
those,
smoke.
Oh,
those
I
are good.
remember
But I
that
just
one
had like
had at the
the
end.
skinny chalk ones. That's
Oh,
all
the
I-
skinny chalk, yeah.
Yeah, I was down to
They
about a
even did that
pack a
now.
day.
They still sell Big League Chew.
It's not
mean,
that bad.
No, I love Big League Chew, actually.
Yeah.
There's nothing like being able to take a whole wad of gum, just shove it in your mouth. I like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, you thought that it was bad that the Flintstones were doing the advertisement and stuff like that, and the women are out working. They sit around back and watch them. Bill brought up a good one that was really true, and I remember this too. The Marlboro brand woman has the black around her eye for Luckies. Yeah. I don't know if I can pull that one up or not. I have to check, but I do
Hopefully it
remember
wasn't from the Marlboro Man.
it's kind of indicated that way. There was so much that was, I hate to say it, okay at that time.
I'm sure.
You know, if your woman act up, well, you'd hit her and smoke a Lucky.
They would
the
smoke
moon.
Virginia Slims.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously it was
Misties.
wrong. Obviously it was wrong back then. I think things have definitely changed. That changed before I was ever born by far. Way before Brandon was born.
Yeah, it got better in some regards, and I think worse in others. Going back to sort of the cigarettes, I think it's sort of the same business model as car recalls, where if enough people die due to something,
Flat
Then-
label on it.
then they will finally do a recall. So
The hardcore smokers are out there just like, yeah,
Right.
it's free will. I'm gonna do
Right.
what I want.
you can't tell me what to do.
It is free will. And I have free will. And
Right,
I'm
I know.
smoking.
I know. I'm
They
smoking.
profit on their free will.
I always you have a choice of what you do. What industry do you think lies the most through their advertisements?
The government.
Right.
Well, there's something to that though. I mean,
They're okay. Staying away from government because obviously I can't deny that. You're
Right.
absolutely right.
I just wanted my jab. That's all.
but without getting into partisanship or anything.
no, you don't
like that.
have to because on either side,
Right.
as far
Because-
as lines.
What always surprises me about that is the radio advertisements of the slander that's constantly going on when we get close to election. Just the back and forth between that stuff. And I wish there was more standards when it came to that stuff, like there is in drugs advertisements where, they'll be like, oh, Gary Hardy, he's a complete asshole, and he murdered a bunch of children, and then have the disclaimer at the end, like, this may be complete bullshit.
Yeah. And that's now it's in such fine print that if it was not for HCTVs, you could never read that stuff.
Right.
Finally, you can pause your TV, zoom it in 100 times, and make out a few words.
Yeah. But yeah,
I like
you're
the
right.
idea of like Coke being like, Pepsi people all put Pepsi up their buttholes. The this is paid for by Coke.
Right.
Yeah. And product wars. Now, product wars is something I usually loved with advertising. I used to love the jabs that McDonald's took at Burger King and vice versa, or Coke and Pepsi did. For a long time, they had beef. The Pepsi Challenge would have been I think you'd have been too young for the Pepsi Challenge, Brandon. That was when they did drink the Pepsi.
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
And how you cannot
too young for the Pepsi Challenge?
I feel like I got the basis of what it is. What is it, like a guy blindfolded and they try to?
Yeah, it's Pepsi and Coke, and you have to tell the difference. Which never made sense to me because those pops clearly tasted different. Like, whichever one you liked, there was clearly a difference in the pops.
Right, yeah, it's just whichever you
throw,
like.
Yeah, RC Cola in there, it wouldn't have
Plus,
mattered.
how they do it is they give you the Pepsi, you're like, wow, that's really good. And then they give you the Coke that's been sitting outside open in the sun for 5 days. And they're like, wow, it's flat, it's gross.
That's how they trick you and get them thinking. I'm going to go back to video games for a second because I want to bring this up with advertisements and kind of similar to what they did. Back in the days of ColecoVision and Atari 2600 and television, like the early days of gaming in the 80s, Coleco did that. Coleco had this biggest thing of license to make all these different games.
Yep.
And no other systems could have it. So when the other people hired Coleco, said, please make it for our system, Coleco did. And they intentionally made every game the very worst possible version of that game you could make.
Sure.
And then advertised it consistently. And then, like, just backed it up with the ColecoVision version of the advertisement. And they made both games so they could show off their system was so powerful. And that's what they do. They fuck up. They fuck with things. McDonald's and Burger King always used to do it with pictures of the other guy's burgers, and they both look like shit. Nothing looks like the advertisement you get. I think one of the biggest things that lie to you, I think phone companies do. I think they're really big for lies right now.
Yeah.
As far as all their advertisements and all these deals you can get, like how I got my Galaxy S20 Plus Ultra. I bought it because of the fast processor and the more memory that I can do. Plus, I can swap out the SD card for more information. It's got the 5G capability. I absolutely love it in every way. It's fast, it's efficient, it gets me through the day, and it's definitely one of the best phones I've ever owned. Thank you for having the Samsung Galaxy S Plus Ultra, S20 Ultra. I want to go to, of course,
Checks
the
in
new
the
one,
mail.
the 21 is coming. So, but they do, because you go in with these deals that are saying like $25 a line, done, unlimited. You walk out of there paying $150 for one line.
Yeah.
And that
And
is
not only are they lying about the deals, they're lying about the fact that the 5G isn't causing corona. I'm just kidding.
That's another thing too.
That's
5G clearly is causing corona. Oh, Bill says another good one on this is actually a really good one. Are do-it-yourself ads.
Mm-hmm.
Those are always fucking lying to you. It's never that easy. That's as much as a YouTube video. It ain't that fucking easy.
No.
To do a lot of stuff. They try to do that so much, from kids in the easy bake ovens crap all the way to, coming up nowadays. I can't even think of some of them that they've got out there, but there's a lot where you can just like create your own items or build your own stuff or stuff you don't have to go to the doctor for. So many different fucking things out there. Sure. And they do, because they're not solutions.
Yeah.
Do-it-yourself ads is a big line. What other ones do you think lie a lot besides government? Government definitely would take the cake. I wasn't even thinking about that when I said that. But political advertisements. No, but you're right. Political advertisements, period, do take the cake. Because they are literally built and composed of lies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's instead of sort of, there used to be, I'm going to advertise my qualifications, and now it's just, as long as we can get the other guy, everybody to hate the other guy,
Yeah.
And that's kind of
just makes
a
you
lot
sad
of that,
as a voter.
Sure. And I think in advertising, we're sort of going towards that as well. You have, first off, you have commercials that used to actually advertise the product. Now, right. All of these commercials, you have no idea what the fuck they're selling until you see it at the very end. It's you'll just see
some of these advertisements. You're right.
It just makes no sense.
I'm trying to remember some during the Super Bowl. There was actually a few that I was watching, and it came out. I'm like, how the hell did we get here from that commercial?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like a crazy, like 4 minute, like Black Lives Matter riots and like emotional speeches in the background. And at the end, it's like M&Ms. It's like, what?
Like, no,
How is it
M&Ms?
M&Ms?
No.
Well, the advertisements were so damn political.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just, I'm like, and I,
Yeah,
two
the spring.
commercials, and because they were for, and I don't mean this to be a racist person in any way, but I was, when I was talking, watching the Super Bowl, I said every commercial we see is going to have a black person, a mixed person, a white person. Everything is going to have some form like that. And like, it is so ridiculous. Not that black people don't belong in commercials or white people don't belong in commercials or anything like that, but the fact that you are now forced to include that stuff, no matter what, if you forget to hire a black person in your commercial, you are a racist.
Yeah.
If you forget to hire, you know, if it is all black is usually okay, but still somebody's going to bitch about it. And the thing is they have to push it. They're ruining some of the fun of advertising, some of the creativity you could do with advertisements, because now everything has to be a political statement.
This is the kind of thing that makes me wish Michael Jackson was still alive, because you could just have him do all the commercials. He was black, white, man, woman. It was everything. Like, he just covers all your bases in one package.
I think there's correct ways of doing it. You know, obviously showing diversity, something, you know, with commercials or whatever.
The diversity is fine, but
Right.
And literally, there was not one that did not try to be so inclusive.
Yeah.
And it's sad because I think not that they're doing it just
kinda
because
takes
they're
away from
afraid.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
They're afraid.
But so here's the so in two different contrasts. So you say you have like a Coke commercial. I'd like to teach the world to sing in
Like
perfect
buy
harmony.
the world of Coke.
Right, by the world.
That
of
was
Coke.
before Coke with coffee. This
Right.
is zero sugar vanilla.
So
One of my
you
favorites.
got a commercial. It's just everybody coming together, having a good time. People of all varieties, just enjoying Coke and enjoying their lives and things like that.
Sharing
That's
it, yeah.
great inclusiveness,
and that sent
and
the
it
message.
gets the point across.
Yes.
Then you have something like Bruce Springsteen Jeep commercial from this one,
Yeah.
which, you know, I get it, and there's a lot of things I agree with about that, but you know, you're selling a Jeep, and you know, and that's the thing. It's like, stop trying to be because you're selling a product, and as soon as you throw that up at the very end, it loses all of its meaning, in my opinion, anyway, because you're just doing this to sell a product, you know,
Yeah.
and to show that we're
woke.
And
Yeah.
just adding the celebrity sometimes is enough to try to sell the product, and it works a lot of times, and it does work with me. You could, I don't know, ketchup flavored gum. If Morgan Freeman was the voice telling me to buy it, I would buy it.
You're right.
Like,
I was so out, and then you said Morgan Freeman. I was like, I'm in.
yeah, exactly. I'm like,
let's
it's
go.
gross, but I'll be like, Morgan Freeman likes it.
Plus, I feel bad. The poor guys at Jeep should have found out before they had Bruce Springsteen do the Jeep commercial that he
That
had
he
just
had a
got done with
DUI.
like 6 whiskey commercials.
Right. Plus, he got a DUI 6 months ago.
Yeah,
He was
Iron
arrested in
Cody
Jersey.
pollution ads. I'm
Yeah.
not actually remembering those right now. Those aren't ringing a bell. But Flex Seal, as you mentioned earlier, is the biggest ripoff since Stirloop. I fucking love Flex Seal. Have you ever used that shit? That fixes everything.
Don't confuse the two of those products.
So what?
Do not. You're gonna have the.
Yeah, Gorilla Glue, right?
Now that's some damage.
Yeah. So what do you think about movies?
I was
Yeah,
yeah.
I was kind of thinking that too. It's
Right.
like,
So-
it's not a
Get to
real
those.
movie if there's not a game scene.
So as far as advertising throughout entire movies, because back in our day, obviously you have The Wizard, which
Yeah.
is just an hour and 20 minutes.
That movie was an
Nintendo
advertisement. and worth it for every minute
Right.
I watched it.
And
Just to see Super Mario Brothers.
I was
3,
all
'cause we were
about
so
it.
into that.
It made us, I wanted to go to the championships and all this stuff. And then you have things like Mac and Me, which is the Alien movie.
Now, I want to respond really quick before we go there to
Sure.
Bill, because Bill said I started smoking Marlboros because of Tom Selleck. I did not because of Tom Selleck. I started smoking because of their smooth flavor, because it's a very mellow flavor that I enjoy.
It's because
So that's why. But that was Tom Selleck. He's advertised from. Did he actually do advertisements for him?
I don't
I don't
know.
remember if Tom Selleck did advertisements for Marlboro.
I feel like if you were going to do a Tom Selleck Marlboro commercial, you should just have him walking down the street and then one just like comes out of the mustache.
Just escapes.
Like, where was that? It was in my mustache.
Like a whole pack.
I'm Tom
just a
Selleck.
whole carton.
But those would be
The
fun.
lighter
Those
comes
would be
out, too.
creative. And you can't really advertise cigarettes on it anymore. But we're going to go back to the movies here we were talking about really, because movies is definitely one of the biggest ones. Who has seen a movie simply because of the trailer? He was the Marlboro Man? I mean, I know he wasn't the Marlboro Man, but he played the Marlboro Man. I did not know that.
At some point, yeah.
I did not know that. Makes sense, though. He fits the part.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Good for all of us.
Marlboro Man is a great spokesperson for those
On
Marlboro
a side note,
cigarettes, whether it's a
the
red or
actual
white.
Marlboro Man went out and his way to say don't smoke because they
Well,
just
he died of
used
lung
him.
cancer.
Right.
Yeah, but that works too.
No, I guess he wasn't a smoker. So
That's why if he'd have tempered his body in smoke, he would have been fine doing those damn commercials.
I think that's one of those urban legends because I thought I read that the actual Marlboro Man didn't smoke at all, and then they just used him.
I don't know. There's something to the smoking commercials. Like, there's something to saying don't use this that kind of just works for sales. Like,
Sure.
Like Elon's definitely do not buy this flamethrower. Had amazing sales.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did not smoke. It's not an urban legend. He did not smoke. That is true. But he smoked multiple packs when doing the advertisements,
Right.
and that's what it was.
Sure.
So that's what I thought it was. I thought it was because he was doing them.
He was like, "No, honey, I didn't inhale."
So, what are some movies that you enjoyed the
The
blatant
trailer made you go see it. Maybe you had no inkling to see it whatsoever.
I hate
Watched the trailer and
trailers.
like, fuck.
or,
hate
or the
trailers.
blatant product placement in the
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot more cars in movies. You know how like movies maybe like 10 years ago they would like not show you a scene where you see the emblem, so you can't quite tell what the car is. Now they're just
Right.
showing them.
yeah.
And,
Like
people get mad about product placement, but why are you mad about product placement? Because we'd make just as much fun if they came up with, Sony TVs and, Mitsubishi cars and stuff like that. If they just changed it a little bit so it wasn't that, we'd be just making fun of them just as much. So
go
where's
with
the
the-
limit?
Yeah, the GTA style where it's like,
Yeah.
this is a Nissan ski line.
But I like
I got Gamecast.
I like the movies that have the the blatant. It kind of makes fun of it, like the Wayne's World
Yeah.
and Truman Show and things like that, where you have it's blatant, but it's still, even though it's ironic and it's comedy, it's still doing its job, of advertising.
Yeah, but that like Truman Show, that was just so brilliant that it was fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, Truman Show was a fantastic movie with Jim Carrey.
yeah.
Yeah, if you get a chance to watch it, very, very funny movie out there.
I guess it kind of counts. The trailers are commercials because they air
Trailers
as
are
commercials.
completely.
And I
Well,
hate
the
every
commercials,
single
they're
one of them.
advertisements.
Dude, I absolutely hate trailers because they're like, here's
It's
the whole movie.
Yeah.
The whole plot points. You don't,
Yep.
you
I
know
don't
what
think
happens.
that's always true. I think there are
If
ways
it's
to
done
do
right.
trailers.
There's
Right.
like
That you
maybe
have no
5% that do it right. And
Yeah.
usually I'll call them out and I'll be like, I'm guaranteed I'm watching this movie. Like when 1917 did their commercial.
Yeah.
All it was just that initial conversation in the beginning. They're like, you have until sunrise to go tell these people or they'll all die.
Right.
That's it. And then it
Show
cut.
me
And I
the
was like, dude, I'm
beginning.
watching that. That's
Right.
amazing.
It's
I
like, don't
just
show me
saw-
the third act. It's
Right.
in the trailer. I guess I don't have to see that anymore.
Yeah, there was some. I'm trying to think of a recent movie I was watching, and I watched. I'm like, I would have loved this movie had I not seen the trailer,
Right.
because
That's
what
a
should
lot
have
of
been a
them.
huge reveal, I was already waiting for.
Right.
Or a huge moment or something like that. Cabin in the Woods was one. Cabin in the Woods is one of my favorite horror movies out there. Absolutely love that movie. And one of the biggest, moments of the movie was shown in the trailer, so there was no surprise when it happened.
Right.
M. Night Shyamalan, The Village. I called out the ending of that movie from the trailer
Ugh. I didn't see it, but isn't that so disappointing?
because I was like, "Oh, that's what it is. It's totally what it is," and I was right. It was
That's
like,
what they do. They're like,
No,
here's
if you're gonna show the
Godzilla.
whole
Is he
plot,
gonna
you're
win?
do something that's gonna make you pretty much know. You just got to have that epic ending, like The Sixth Sense or Saw or something like that, where you know what you're in for, but there was something they never let you in on.
right. And if they do it right, but that's the problem. I think they do various versions of these trailers. And, less is more is not working anymore because it's so oversaturated with movies and everything. Every type of media, there's just so much that you just basically have to throw it all out there and
It's true.
hope that people still want to see it after you tell the entire movie.
Oh, here, this is brings up a good point. Bill went to see the movie because of the title Beastly, and it turned out to be a chick flick. I have not seen that movie. I almost did watch it based on the title.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was going to be a cool movie, and that's exactly what I found out it was. Another one that did that for me, and it actually did for my mom when we were alive. This new movie's coming out. We want to see it because we're horror fans and we love it. And vampires and werewolves, oh my god, fucking
no.
Twilight. We had to see this fucking movie. You've
Whoops.
never seen more disappointed people in your life.
Yeah, that trailer
That's funny.
that trailer was just like, nope.
I had no idea the books or any of the teen pop culture or anything
Yeah,
associated with
neither
Twilight.
did
I'm
I.
like, werewolf movie, vampires. Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
No, it fucking sucked. It's
true.
It sucks so bad.
And so I'm guessing you didn't see the trailer. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing you did not see the trailer.
We saw the trailer for Twilight.
And you still went.
How dare
Well,
you.
yeah, we didn't know anything about the series, and they were pointing out the werewolf vampire battle, and we probably didn't see if there was trailers that revealed a lot more. We probably didn't see those, but at some point we had seen some. If we'd have known that's what was going to happen, well, we probably still would have gone. Because-
Different reasons, though.
but would have had a
it's
different opinion of it, you know.
They
Yeah,
had
there's a
enough to
certain.
make-
I was just saying, there's a certain percentage of shiny abs per trailer
Right.
that indicate it's a chick flick.
Twinkles.
Yeah, Twilight.
Yeah, I don't think we saw any of that. I don't think
I
that
know
was
what it's
any of the.
Twinkles is great though.
It
Dude,
twinkles.
can we do a spoof of Twilight called Twinkles?
For sure.
There is a spoof of Twilight. It's actually on Flex. Look under spoof. I can't remember what it's
And
called.
have like a third Hinnon meeting where everybody's just in the background's eating Twinkies. Like Twinkles eating Twinkies. That'd be sweet.
I like it.
Spoof. What is it? Vampires Suck is the movie. If you get a chance to watch it, Vampires Suck.
Oh, great
That's,
porno, but
Oh, the porno version is good. This is different than the porno version. though.
okay, feature film.
But yeah, this is a little different. This is an actual feature film that was, well, it couldn't be, I don't even know if it actually made a theatrical.
Are there
Actually,
porn trailers?
Yes.
I'd like to see one.
I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming there might be.
That'd be
Do they,
interesting.
are they just
I know
having-
there's website trailers.
do they have the same issue where they just give away the
They
end?
give away too much. Yeah, I feel like I know what's gonna happen.
I can usually call the ending on those films.
If you could do it right, though, get Morgan Freeman to be like, and she walked into the Pizza Boys restaurant.
Get
I
busy
have got to
jizzing.
see this movie.
I'll get busy dying.
She was never a fan of pizza before.
I'm telling you, this is a season finale.
Join us for Whoops, I Forgot My Pants.
TV
Part
shows
2.
can do it. Movies do it. TV shows, all that. The most recent. Anybody watch Clarice?
No, is that good?
Oh, we're looking at it though. That's the one where it's the continuation of Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, that's what
universe,
they're
right?
calling it.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one where trailers are fucking with you, really. It's
Yeah.
it literally contained a bunch of flashbacks of Silence of the Lambs, which, okay, I guess that's kind of fair. If you were to remove those flashbacks, you had nothing but a normal procedural drama.
So is it kind of like Hannibal? Hannibal.
No,
was a
it's kind of like
brilliant,
CSI.
Brilliant show.
Not even CSI.
Oh, it's
maybe even
it's a
closer
show?
to. Yeah.
It's a show.
Clarice is a show. Oh, I thought it was a movie. See, because I was gonna say so Doctor Sleep. I thought same thing, just extending the universe of The Shining. But
thought
I
that
actually
was great.
really loved Doctor
Well,
Sleep.
Doctor
It was
Sleep was the
fantastic.
book.
It was so good.
Have you seen the extended version?
Yes.
That's what made it
don't know.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It was
I'm not
long,
sure.
but yeah, Doctor Sleep was really good. I love The Shining. And I actually just saw another movie that I really liked, Triangle. There was never an advertisement. Just remind me of The Shining, though. Because they took a lot of things from The Shining in that movie. It played big homage to it.
I watched that that Nick Cage movie where it's basically the Five Nights at Freddy's. There's a new
really?
movie called
Oh,
something Wonderland.
yeah. Starts with a B, I think, or something. But yeah.
What's weird is I never thought about it, but if I had to say, like, which actor makes me think of Five Nights at Freddy's, it would be Nick Cage. So
You know, and
Okay, so
in other circumstances, that if they did it right, that movie could have been fantastic. But it just ruined its. They were so low budget, they just made decisions in music and fight
do
scenes.
any actors make or break a movie for you? 'Cause, like, for me, it's Nick Cage. Like, Nick Cage is why I don't want to see movies now.
Nick Cage is
because
kind of
he's-
hit or miss, though. Like,
But he's
because
everything.
I know he's in everything, but sometimes
You got a movie?
he does
It sucks. Let's bring in Nick Cage.
right, but that's because he's making money. Not a lot of money,
He can't be making that much for these
but
movies.
but he's
They're like-
doing. But he wants to act.
they're like, all right, listen, we
We
just
got
got
a
we just got pitched with an idea for two guys to rip their faces off in exchange.
Face Off was a great fucking movie.
They're remaking it. They are remaking Face
Oh
Off.
my god. I loved that movie.
It was a
but
good
I don't
movie,
know if I
though.
want to remake. I liked Nicolas Cage up to like that point. I think Knowing was probably the last movie I really liked with him.
Yeah, that's the duo that you don't ever want to see together again, though, right? Nick Cage and John Travolta,
I mean,
Not anymore.
because
at
they're
least.
both kind of the
it would be the
same-
most combined forehead in all of cinematic history.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, but
There's-
going back to the product placement,
okay.
I read a while back that David Fincher, who made Fight Club,
Yeah.
Pepsi or whatever, or Mountain Dew paid him for product placement, and he put Mountain Dew in all of the most violent scenes possible. So if you've ever seen the movie, like there's one where Brad Pitt is
You're talking about Fight Club.
right, where Brad Pitt takes this guy out of a convenience store into the back of the store, and he's basically going to shoot him in the head. And he's like, he takes his license and all this stuff, and it's a really intense scene. And you just see Pepsi displays in the back, Mountain Dew displays in the back of the whole scene. You don't even notice.
Now I'm gonna have to watch for that.
And then a weird fact is that's when they came up with Code Red.
Yep.
It's the blood red.
I don't mind sometimes with I guess that's a sneakier way to do it because I honestly didn't notice it. Now I'd probably notice it every time I watch that movie.
You are.
But the blatant ones are the ones that kill me, like what was it, Demolition Man and Taco Bell.
But
Now all restaurants are Taco Bells.
But it was detriment to Taco Bell because they didn't serve Taco Bell at Taco Bell. They just served bullshit. It's like, what is this? You know? So that movie was like, it wasn't appealing for Taco Bell. I remember thinking that.
Oh, I remember that with Godzilla, the 2001 Godzilla
yeah.
came out. The Dr. Pepper was everywhere. Godzilla was on the cans as well. Like, they were advertising for each other continuously.
With Matthew Broderick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
23 flavors, though. Mm-hmm. It's good stuff.
You don't need that many of Dr. Pepper. It's fucking prune. That's the only flavor you need.
Ew.
That's what Dr. Pepper is, prune.
That makes me poop.
Well, don't drink Dr. Pepper if you don't want to poop.
I don't poop when I drink Dr. Pepper.
And Dr. Sleep.
I might, actually.
Prune juice.
Yeah, Zach totally agrees with you about Dr. Sleep, and I totally agree with Zach, because it was a phenomenal movie.
That was really
and
good.
I'm honestly one of those few people that, though I think The Shining was a good movie, I'm not a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
Compared to the book, the story, I actually like the 93 remake of The Shining. So it was 93 or 96. The remake of The Shining that they did in made for TV. Sadly, it was on a budget that didn't suit the film, so the cinema quality wasn't as good, but the story much more matched the book.
Right.
And that made a lot more sense bringing it in. And I didn't like Dr. Sleep. To me was okay when I saw it in theaters. When I watched the extended version, I liked it a lot more because I had felt there was so much left out. And it was all addressed in the extended version. The extended version is like twice as long. It's not just a little bit extended.
That's what I saw first.
Yeah, I saw that.
I basically I didn't know anything about that movie. So I try to go in blind as much as possible when it comes to.
But the miniseries was so much closer to the book, Zach. That's what I'm telling you. That's what made it. Almost everything they did in that series was definitely directly related to the book, and I like when they do that. But you are right in the sense that it was crap because they didn't have the budget. TV movies back then, even it is laughable right now.
That was with the guy from Wings, right?
Yeah. Casting. I like Rebecca De Mornay, actually. But I didn't like him.
Well, you could.
Yeah, it wasn't cast. It wasn't like the movie. As far as production of a movie, it wasn't great. But as far as sticking to the source material, Kubrick really fucked up his Steve King's source material.
Sure.
And this one tried to bring it back.
You couldn't get much worse than the mom from the original Shining. I mean,
oh god, I fucking hated Olive Oil. Yeah.
R.I.P. Shelley Duvall. Don't be playing.
I don't care if she's dead or not. I don't like you now because you're dead. I'm not suddenly a Prince fan. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, I'm sorry she's dead, but it didn't suddenly make her movies good.
I know.
Maybe if she had a little better survival instinct.
Every scene she's in, if she's happy, if she's sad, if she's excited, if she's depressed, if she's mad, no matter what, she looks the fucking same like she's about to cry. It doesn't matter. Couldn't stand that woman.
Taking jabs at the dead here on Ear Shoulder Voice.
All right. So
I didn't know that, though, Zach, that Kubrick actually abused her on set.
Who's that? Is that the director?
Kubrick directed the original Shining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think verbally. I don't think physically.
Yeah, it's because he was smoking Luckies.
Yeah.
He was like, well, Luckies. Luckies are good cigarettes to smoke, though. If you're going to choose a cigarette, Luckies is the way to go unless you go for Marlboros.
So, do you like her in Roxanne?
Yeah. Okay, yes, because I love Roxanne.
That's
but
right.
she still was that whiny, about-to-cry bitch, kind of.
No,
she still came off. She looked that way, though.
She was great.
Looked that way.
She was great in Roxanne.
But I liked Roxanne because of Steve Martin. He was classic in that.
Yeah, I thought she did well. She was a good
Zach says physically, too. I actually did not know that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to trust Zach because, well, it's Zach.
Zach's a serious movie buff. He used to do podcasts.
Good thing there's no directors out there nowadays that abuse people.
Well, it's maybe
You'll find out in
finally
30
less
years.
No, there's so many. There's so many right now.
Now it's cool
Good
to
old
abuse
Harvey.
people. Yeah. Because your career can get a huge jump if you abuse people, especially if you do it where you can be recorded doing it.
Yeah. And
The UFC?
No, just abusing like directors and going off and rants and stuff on set.
Yeah. Did you see
Look
Dennis
at Christian
Quaid?
Bale, Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis
yeah,
Quaid.
now I got them both.
That's the new animated bird movie.
Dude, I'd watch
Hi,
it.
I'm Dennis Quail.
I was in The Rookie.
That's right. Another Disney movie.
How about disappointment of you see people we're talking about movie trailers and stuff where they use that actor to sell the movie. You go to see the movie because of that actor, and that actor is barely in that movie.
Yeah.
Most recent, because we brought up the 2000 Godzilla, but the more recent Godzilla had Bryan Cranston in it. One of my favorite actors.
15 minutes.
Yeah, at the start of that movie, and he gone. I'm like, oh, he come back. He's Bryan Cranston. He ain't dead. He's dead.
I mean, he was really good in it, too. And I actually still loved the rest of the movie, too. But
Executive decision. You put Seagal in the trailer, and you kill him before he gets on the plane.
Yeah. And they do that, and you want to see it just because, but they have to, kind of.
Yeah.
To get people in. And if they have to use somebody like that to get people in for somebody who's in that movie for 15 minutes, your movie's probably going to suck.
Yeah.
they did that with Six Underground, too. With it was Ryan Reynolds and Baby Franco, the younger brother of James Franco.
Dave Franco.
It's Dave Franco. Dave's in it and gets immediately murdered, like immediately. And they're just like, yeah, Ryan Reynolds is better.
Now, this is an exception to the rule, honestly, that Bill just brought up, was Scream advertising Drew Barrymore. First of all, from the advertisement point of view, you're absolutely right. They fucked with audiences hardcore because that was the big name. Though we all know who Courtney Cox, David Arquette, Nev Campbell, and all them are now, we didn't. I mean, Courtney Cox was a TV, she was on Family Ties and shit.
Yeah.
She wasn't really huge yet. None of them were. The Arquettes were a joke.
I think they were effective
Skeet
with
Ulrich.
that.
Yeah, even Jamie Kennedy and Stu, whatever his name was, like Matthew Lillard, all unknowns. So we used Drew Barrymore, but I think in that case it was the most genius move they could have done
for a trailer, because
it was a horror movie and your star always survives to the end.
Yep.
Ooh, this is why we love Zach.
Instantly, I'm getting in there. I'm getting in there.
Sorry,
I'm still talking Scream here because this is my genre.
Got excited.
And that sold the movie, but it also sold the franchise because they were able to kill her off right away, and I made sure that nobody was safe. And now, since you love Zach, Robin Williams only agreed to be the genie in Aladdin if Disney didn't advertise as Robin Williams. I did know this. And he cut all ties with Disney's when they went against it. And that was his agreement because he did not want... I was doing something on this earlier. Yeah, he didn't want it to be associated, just like James Earl Jones in Star Wars. Same thing. The reasons they weren't credited is they did not want their names to be used to sell the movie.
Yeah.
At all. And
he's like, I'm Mufasa, bitch. Don't use me.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't think he had a problem then. I mean, once the secret was out that he was Darth Vader, nobody cared.
I know, they should have used him in the movie.
Yeah. But Robin Williams, there's, like I said, there was that one, there was James Earl. There's a few others that have been movies, especially in animated films. And some people have insisted not to be shown at all in trailers.
Yeah.
And I think that's a smart way to do it. Because I like that reveal. If you're going to have somebody in there for 15 minutes, I like to say, oh my God, he's in it. If your movie is good enough, it should be able to stand on its own merit. You should be able to create a trailer without having a star fill it in.
Interestingly enough, I just realized that King Kong, their newest movie, they also kind of did that with Samuel L. Jackson. He wasn't in it a whole lot.
Right. Yeah, they used what's
his name?
Well, Samuel L. Jackson just appears in everything now.
Yeah,
he's the Black Nick Cage.
I think he manages to get better roles than Nick Cage for sure.
Hey, Nick
I don't
Cage
think he does. I just think you remember some of his better roles, but he shows up in some crap too.
I think Nick Cage might have a comeback after that History of Swear Words on Netflix.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, there's a show called The History of Swear Words where they bring in like comedians and other panelists, and then Nick Cage is the host, and he's telling you like a documentary style history of how swear words got around.
Nice.
I
saw the trailer for that.
We talked about product placement. Has it ever worked on anybody?
Sure, it works on everybody.
On here. Have you ever actually seen not subliminal? Because subliminal pretty much does work on everybody.
I've bought some products based off of like them showing up in sports and UFC or NASCAR even. And
sports is a really good example though. Sports is a really good one. Sports I think sells a lot because it's used in the major sports events.
Yeah. I'll give credit to Rockstar Energy when they did the Rockstar Energy Uproar Festival at DTE when I was coming out of high school. I tried my first Rockstar there, and I was like, okay, I'm in now. And
Yeah, what's in your wallet? Yeah, I mean, I bought shit off of Facebook. Just from those advertisements. Now that your phone can hear you and just tells you an advertisement after you say it 10 seconds ago.
Now, there's more advertisements that's done besides, we're going to get back to product placement because there's another place we didn't, is in video games too. That's product placement is now a big feature that it didn't used to be. I mean, it was cool that Budweiser advertised the game Tapper, way back when, and they couldn't. But now it's everywhere. Impulse buying at the checkout again, and same with the movie theaters and stuff. That's another way to pull in the advertisements and just suck you in. Nobody realizes how much they are sucked in by advertising.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of us think that we kind of have free will, and we really don't when it comes to stuff. It's like a magician doing tricks, except for it's out in the open. When a magician makes you pick think of a number, they're telling you what number to pick, and you don't even know it. People that do stuff like that, and it's the same thing when you're talking about advertisements at checkouts. I have no intention of buying popcorn when I go to the movies. I don't even like popcorn. But I'll tell you, as soon as I walk by them, I'm like, fuck, let me get some popcorn.
Yeah, you keep smelling it.
You know, now I've got popcorn. I'm like, well, I need a drink.
It's the same reason Burger King makes that grilling smell. You know, they just blow it out the vents, you know.
Ronald Reagan
as soon
in
as
the
you're
new Call of
driving by
Duty.
it.
And he was featured all over the advertisements of that for the new Call of Duty. He was. And I think that's... I don't really want to say that that's what sold the product, because Call of Duty kind of sells itself right now. Even
to an extent, though.
Call of Duty is kind of like the Madden of shooters.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, you got to buy the newest one. Every year one comes out, it seems like sometimes there might be a
Every
small delay
November.
between them. Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't think they needed to, but they did. But I think that pulls people in, too. Because what I think they were able to do with the Ronald Reagan thing, which was kind of intelligent in my view, is a lot of older gamers slowed down playing games. They played Call of Duty for a long time. They slowed down on that, too. And it took the older gamers, it gave them a reason to come back because they remember this era.
It's fair.
And I think that was one of the things that worked to pull them in.
How about the way they do food commercials with the slow-mo? You ever see, like, the behind-the-scenes on how
Oh
they
my
do, like,
God.
how
I haven't seen
they'll set
behind
up
the
those
scenes.
traps where, like, each of the parts of the burger is there, and then they hit record right after snapping all those things away, and then all the, like, fake lettuce and stuff all falls onto each other.
Yeah.
They use, like, fake bread and fake everything, so it looks amazing. in
Yeah,
slow-mo.
if you ever look like I don't know why I make a habit of it. I'm big with it. I'm into like fast food, and I look at all the pictures of the food that they have, because like if you look at like simple enough a piece of lettuce or a piece of cheese on a burger, you'll find that exact same piece of lettuce and cheese on every different burger or anything they're advertising, because none of them are real.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the picture on top, you know, when they take your order at McDonald's, never looks like what you actually get, you know.
They're actually an industry that I want to say this industry lies to you the most because of the fast food industry and what you actually get. But I don't necessarily think they lie as much as the employees just don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's
Right.
fair.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's nobody in the back with, you know.
Yeah, doing it. I mean, some places lie a little bit, obviously. But yeah, when I watch those commercials for it, it looks so good, and I go get it. I'm like, what the fuck is this crap?
You know, that's why now every time I go to McDonald's, I never look at it. I just open it and I picture the picture and then just put it in my face without looking.
I tried 100 times to get a taco from Taco Bell and snap it in half so perfectly.
Oh.
And I just end up with lettuce and shit all over the place.
Yeah,
So
all of a sudden,
are there any fast food places that you, or restaurants that you guys got sucked into by advertising and went and it just didn't work out? Like
Culver's,
you were just-
Sonic.
Sonic.
Checkers.
Oh,
Sonic is a good call.
that was
Sonics are a
dumb.
lot better in the South. I'll give you that. But
I was talking, or I wasn't talking, somebody had put a post on Facebook, and they had mentioned what foods we want to see brought up here, what chains would be good to bring on. I'm like, none of them, because every time they do, they fuck it up. It's not good anymore. Sonic was a big one. I loved Sonic before it came to Michigan.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah, and then I went to Sonic when it first appeared, and I think the first one was in Southgate, and I went down there because I'm fat, so I go to food places.
You drove all the way down south just to go to the place?
Oh, I would. I used to drive to Muskegon. Figure this logic out. I would drive to Muskegon for a 24 fucking hour Arby's.
Oh, yeah?
And by the time I got back, Arby's would be open. So,
But was it, I mean, maybe that's the best Arby's in the
no, it was
state,
just
you know?
24 hours.
Yeah.
And I'll do what I can. But they fuck a lot of restaurants up because they get too big. I want to, we got a few things in here. First of all, Little Caesars. Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit pizza place. You get what you
That's
pay for
so-
at Little Caesars.
Styrofoam.
There
because
is a
they're just
trick,
like,
by the
we
way.
know that we're cardboard with cheese, so
Right.
just do it.
In fairness, people don't know this. If you want Little Caesars to be at least better than what it is,
Don't
order
get
your
it.
pizza and pick it up.
Right.
Do not get a hot and ready. It is not that this makes it good, 300 to 400% better if you order it and pick it up. Actually get it made. If you do the hot and ready shit, it's always going to be garbage.
Because then the cardboard doesn't have time to set.
It's also what people don't know is a lot of these places, Little Caesars being one of them, they can use different products. They don't have to use the same products on their pizza. Like, they don't have to use the same kind of cheese. They don't have to use the same kind of pepperoni, etc. So different Little Caesars can often have a different product when you get it. And that is another thing that advertising, ruins for people.
Yeah.
It's because where you go, Buscemi's is one they don't advertise, but they're around here. It's different everywhere.
Yeah, you don't know which Buscemi's
Little
is
Caesars
the
is good for
correct
$5.
Buscemi's.
And see, this is where I agree and disagree with you, Zach, because I agree good for $5
Right.
if you order it. But I don't even think it's good for $5 if you pick up a hot and ready.
Yeah, if you're drunk
It was
enough.
hot and ready an hour
Of course, when I order it, it ends up being $10. In-N-Out, Zach said, you don't think that In-N-Out would come here? I think In-N-Out's going to make it here in time, even though they'll fuck it up.
I'm pissed off that they got rid of that Hot and Now over there.
Hot and Now was my shit. Hot and Now was
Yeah.
like...
They made the best cheeseburgers.
We're totally
man.
off topic. We're talking fast food now.
I know.
There was one right
Now I'm
down the
hungry.
street from me.
Same with
I never
me.
got
There's
to
like
go.
one right.
It was like the
23.
only one, right? It's on Gratiot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no,
There was
this
one
one was
right here at
23.
23 and 94.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And then it became a Checkers, and now it's shut down entirely.
Yeah, it turned it into rallies. Like, we needed another
Yeah.
rallies.
It was right next to the Great White Shark gas station. Or no, car wash.
Oh, okay.
You remember that? There was a car wash that had a giant Great White Shark plastic thing.
Now,
That was my
Little
shit.
Caesars, I'm going to bring up this comment again, because Little Caesars has not taken this away. Obviously, they're still hot and ready. Do the deals and advertisements, do you think the jingles of the deals like Subway's $5 footlongs, etc., does that make you want the product more?
A little.
Because
That's
it
like-
works for me. I don't like McDonald's. You tell me there's 2 for $5 Egg McMuffins, which there are right now. So go to McDonald's. The 2 for $5 sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin currently. You can enjoy it for breakfast time anytime because McDonald's is great. So enjoy that. It's fresh. It's got a nice sausage patty. You can also get Canadian bacon with
Skip
poached egg, the cheese.
ad. Skip.
I wish I would have DVR'd this.
It was good. He fast forwarded.
But the deals, the money deals that they advertise with, it can often... Do you think that does more than the product advertisement? Because we're so used to seeing these
I don't
pretty
know.
pictures of food so much.
I find that with jingles, it's more just like, oh, okay, there's something stuck in my head, and less like, yeah, I want that. Like, I'm still singing 800-588-2300 Empire.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to run out and get some car. I do
That
gotta get some
$5
car
footlong
patch.
thing, there's one version of that where it's just like harmonies.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
pretty good.
just, it's like the best
Yeah.
jingle ever made.
Like, I'd
But
see
you
him
know-
on tour.
The jingles, even what you just said with the Empire thing, that does work because what happens is like I just said, and it's true because I do need to get new carpet in here. I'm like, what's the first thing I'm going to think of when I think of carpet?
Yeah.
The jingle that's stuck in my head. If I say I want to get a sub, like, wait, Subway has $5 footlongs.
And if you need money, 877 cash now.
It's my money, and I need it now.
I'll call J.G. Wentworth.
So with that, old songs from your youth.
Okay, 1 second before we do, and we're going to do
Sure.
that. Old songs from the youth for sure. Franchise owners have to purchase products from companies in most situations for a certain amount of time. That's true, and that's when they can often change up the recipe, though, after they do that. They don't have to follow through with that if they're their own franchise. Some franchises, it's required. Others say, no, as long as you've built this up, you're good. I don't know how many places. I haven't plugged anything tonight. That doesn't sound like anything I would do. I don't plug things. I don't advertise for other corporations or anything like that. I don't think
he's being-
StreamYard would like
he's
if I
being
did that.
ironic.
StreamYard is the broadcasting service I use, by the way, to do this. And they do a great job of creating podcasts and any kind
Is
of
it
video
7
thing
now?
they can feed to YouTube and Facebook and everything else. So definitely StreamYard is the way to go if you're ever going to do anything on there. So I appreciate that.
This is why there's no cable television anymore.
I love this lighter.
Wouldn't it be
These big
sweet if
lighters
we
work
were
great.
actually getting
Never die.
residuals for all of this?
Oh, that'd be great.
But so going back to that, so have there been any songs from
Yes.
your past?
Sticks out, Zach. It's my shit too. Go ahead.
Yeah, like that you loved growing up as a kid that has recently been destroyed and turned into a jingle. Like for me, one of my favorite songs of all time
Rap.
is "The Outfield."
Your love.
Yeah, your love, and it was just turned into a Bounce commercial
Oh, no.
with Bounce lyrics, and that's been done with Survivor,
Yeah, I was thinking the Survivor one. With the
Locally,
microwave.
you got La Bamba, which is the Kia. You should be driving a Kia. Yeah. So
I never connected that to La Bamba, actually.
I didn't actually connect it to La Bamba
Really?
either until
Way to
just
ruin
now.
my life.
How did you not hear it? Like,
I totally recognized the melody, but I never tried to actually connect. Like, I never thought twice about it. I'm like, oh my God, that is La Bamba. Just-
it is completely La Bamba.
You should be driving a Kia.
Someone picking, yeah.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Thank you for fucking shit up for me and
Yeah,
Brad.
it was
didn't
already
know.
bad.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's worse.
And that's the power of advertising.
Now, I don't know if
apparently.
that's going to make me hate La Bamba more.
It's going
Yeah, 'cause
to,
they
because
go
I thought everybody was on the same boat as me, and
Oh.
apparently not.
I'm telling everyone I know now tomorrow.
No.
I usually notice
Ruin
that shit. I
everyone's
missed it
day with it.
entirely. I
Yeah.
'Cause
totally missed that.
That they literally play that so much that like when I'm arguing with people, I'll just start like raising my voice and eventually just start going, "Yeah, you should be driving a Kia from someone playing Kia."
I can't think of many songs that they've used recently. Now I can, La Bamba. But
They did "Hot Blooded" by Foreigner with Hot Pockets.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I get irritated when they do that sometimes because I think they are just using the song to sell. You know,
Right.
more than anything, they're driving off the nostalgia. I miss creative jingles. I miss mascots. I miss fun in commercials. I miss the Clydesdales. I miss the polar bears from Coca-Cola. I miss the Snuggle Bear. I don't really care about the Charmin Bear. He can kiss my ass.
Well,
There's certain ones
your
I
ass would be smoother if you used Charmin.
No, but you know, creativity in
Or you
commercials.
could use
like,
the Snuggle Bear. It
Oh,
might irritate your
yeah,
skin.
that bear was white when they started those
oh,
commercials.
yeah. Like, use all the fucking toilet paper. Just grab the bear. All right.
Snuggle Bear sad.
Yep,
I don't know
that commercial
why.
took a different turn.
Jingles have just. I don't know why jingles have disappeared as much as they have. They're still there. Oh yeah, give me
That's
a
a good
break.
one.
Give me a break, Kit Kat bar. Kit Kat. Kit Kat's also the name of a bar I work at. It's a really cool bar over at 25 Romeo Flank. It's a fun place to go. They got great karaoke every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So if
I
you
mean,
get
at
a
least
chance
this
to
one
do
he's
that,
plugging himself.
in Macomb Township, the DJ is the best in the world.
That sounds,
First
that
plug
sounds
that
bad.
might be good for you.
Sounds worse than.
It's fun though. It's fun.
At least there's only 2 Ks now.
Yeah, it's,
No, there's 3.
you don't
Still
even
three?
need commercials for
Unrelated,
candy.
yeah.
So you don't even need commercials for candy. It's like, I just want the candy.
No, but you know, it's just they do stick. They're fun. I think more than anything is they made you want to watch commercials.
Yeah.
And they don't anymore. A lot of commercials, enough of them are preachy to the point that you don't want to watch them. They're boring. I don't want to hear about mom's menstrual cycle and what she does. Or, Mom, do you
Yeah.
douche while walking on a beach? I don't give a shit.
It's chicken and stovetop night.
Oh,
That stuff works. I miss my
Crossover.
hamburger helper guy. You know?
Shut up.
speaking of Stofers, Mom, are you using that?
I never understood those Stouffer's commercials. Though.
That's
I'm
why
going
he
to
wants
Jamie's
to have
house.
dinner.
Why? They have
That's why he
Stouffer's.
wants to have dinner at
Fuck
Jamie's
you,
house.
kid. Bam.
How
Believe
about
what
those
I mean.
great, like the
Get
greatest
outta
thing
here.
ever is watching like commercials that were banned. Like there was one with it was like a wintergreen gum. That's all it was. But what it was the forest fire broke out and all the animals were like a little bit more animated in their reaction. And so the squirrel's like, I got this. And he puts in a piece of gum, runs up to the tallest tree and just farts for like a minute and a half, just like winter. It was amazing.
And Bill's bringing up more of those. The Oscar Mayer Wiener song, My Bloody has a first name. It's just
That's a good one.
all of these stuck in your head, and they made it. And when they came up with new ways to do it, new ways to create it, McDonald's was one that used to be the king of different jingles, and every song McDonald's ever came up with was stuck in everybody's head until they decided to recite their whole menu into a song. Then everybody tried to learn it.
They're like, I'm not Eminem. I can't do this.
Yeah, Big Mac,
But I mean-
BLT, a quarter pounder with some cheese.
Cheese, filet of fish, a hamburger, a cheeseburger, Happy Meal, McDonald's tasty golden french fries, regular or side salad, separate chardon, or chicken salad, oriental.
Big breakfast, egg with lemon hot cakes and
Oh
sauce.
my
You better
God.
lose yourself in the McDonald's.
You've got to provide the beat for us. We can do this shit. It's like- But I mean,
Yeah.
literally,
K9
if you can put
Advantix
it,
said one.
2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, onions, pickles on a sesame seed bun. You literally just describe the ingredients you're serving, but did it to a jingle that everybody gets hooked with.
Right. And now, in contrast, you have like Twix, where it's like, I like
left and right
Twix. It's like, well, that's not exactly.
It's because and I think that has to do, and that came from too, which is Oreos and Reese peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
That started the no wrong way, what your choices are and how you do it. And people just end up copying. Now, however, Snickers has created some good commercials that I
those
like
are
seeing.
great.
And they definitely utilize star power to sell shit.
Right. But they're also still sort
Charlie
of
says, "I love my
selling their
good and
product, with the cameos, they're making it funny, but they're still selling it as a positive experience. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's where I think a lot of these advertisers are flawed, because you got something like Snickers where it's like, chill the fuck out.
Yeah. In
Chill the
today's
fuck
world,
out.
that's needed, though.
Eat this candy. You're being an asshole. Is what all
Better-
of those
Okay, not to
commercials
be
are.
too political or anything like that. That would have sold them. If they would have used Trump for any of those things.
Oh my god.
Like, literally, if they would have just showed a video of him with one of his rants or whatever, don't care if you like or hate him, and just gave him a Snickers and he, like, turned into Betty White.
Betty White.
That would be, like, awesome.
Everybody should just
the
turn
best
into
of all
Betty
time.
White. Everyone.
Holy shit.
But
Perfect.
but yeah, so you have that, and then you have the Twix, or all these other ones where it just seems like you're going down these darker paths instead of just selling the product as a positive
Yeah.
experience. It's like, what is this?
I don't know which one of us, but all of us. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's like,
It's me.
it's not you.
All right, it's you.
All right, that's
He
better.
was talking about himself. It's like, you're a
No,
genius, Zach.
he is. He's actually talking to
Thank you,
himself.
Zach.
He just wanted to hear us say it back. You are a genius, Zach. No, but they've changed it so much, and like I said, you look forward to it. A Halloween commercial is something I always owe Trump Betty White. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Betty White
smart
and
as hell.
everything.
What the fuck? He's out of office. Yes, he's a big orange circus peanut. Okay, so
Oh, speaking of circus peanuts, I love those.
yeah.
It's been a while.
Now let's hit a different topic on a little more serious note: the removal of advertising characters.
Sure.
We're talking Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
all of them. Good or bad?
Good intentions done poorly.
I think that's a good way to put it right there. And I'm not disrespecting anybody. This is gonna sound racist, so fuck it, I don't care. But you know what? When I see a black lady selling me something, I'm thinking some good ass Southern cooking.
Fair.
That's what's when I'm thinking breakfast. That's reminding me.
More importantly, people just didn't research the actual story of Aunt Jemima. She was actually
Yeah.
a slave that was able to buy her freedom by creating her recipe. So we're going to just throw that away because we
And
think...
the person they took off of it wasn't actually Aunt Jemima.
Right.
That was a model that pretty much fought very heavily for civil rights
Yeah.
and was a very, very strong activist for civil rights, and they took her off. Do you think it's hurting the products?
I think that you can rebrand something successfully. Kind of sort of going back to what we were talking, you have to be sensitive about it, do it right. But at the same time, do it in a way to sort of celebrate that person. And everybody has grown up with that imagery. And it hasn't, even though it's reflective of a poor time in history, obviously, I think that if you are careful, you can, and good about it, you can sort of convert it into positivity,
Right. Finding a positive story.
instead
I
of
would
just
find-
destroying it,
Right.
I think one of the better moves, even though it'd be a little weird and a little hard to pull off, would have been to more update the character. Like, let's not
Right.
make her look like she's a slave,
Right.
down south, cooking for everybody. Let's make her just a mother in a family, kind of, like you said, rebrand her.
Right.
Because you're caught between two worlds. One is telling you that you must be all inclusive. This is, by the way, our Wednesday show is about racism. One is telling you you're supposed to be all inclusive, and the other one's telling you, but if you show just a black person, you're racist.
Right. And you have,
how do you find that middle ground?
And you want to be sensitive to all of that.
Right.
Obviously, the branding, nobody looks at Aunt Jemima and has racist thoughts about it. Like, it's just, for non-racists, it's
That's
just
true.
not in your vocabulary,
I don't know if you're understanding kind of what he's saying right now. It's not really a joke. They weren't called crackers. They were literally called saltines.
Saltine?
Yeah, the crackers was not part of the name. He's right about that.
Which is also why Cracker Barrel is lived up to be the most accurate name of a place I've ever
Indeed.
seen.
Yep.
I hate Cracker Barrel.
Good biscuits and gravy, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now that I might have to try.
That
I
peg
have with
game's
their-
annoying.
I mess with their chicken and dumplings. And yeah, I think the peg game is really just their subliminal message for what they want to do to you.
It's masochistic. It's like, here, sit down and think as hard as you possibly can.
Prepare to peg. Shout out David Chuck.
You do. I worry where advertising is going when it comes to the taking people off or Cracker Barrel. Well, Cracker Barrel's probably eventually that's going to be a problem too.
I feel like just do your research and try and be smart about it.
I don't know if anybody was ever offended. I have a hard time believing, and I might be wrong. I know we don't have any black people watching right now, probably, but if we do, would you ever actually offended? Because I'm finding that a lot of these products are changed by white people.
Well,
They're not, like you said, Gabe. They're not researching it.
Not to get in too deep on the whole cancel culture thing, but it does seem apparent that because things go viral, one or two people can be upset with something, and not to say that it's not justified, but then it's a tidal wave of offense until something gets changed, which, in retrospect, or, when they really break it down, there's not really a lot of people that are super pissed about the situation,
Right.
And I think that's happening a lot where, when you're getting into things like, cultural appropriation and things like that, where,
Zach's bringing it back to the crackers.
Well, he is. Actually, thought I was referring to the crackers when I first glanced at the comment. I saw they're salty before anything else. But he's right that all it takes is 10 people being salty about something on Twitter or anything like that. Like, it literally, McDonald's changed everything they did because some woman didn't know coffee was hot.
Right.
And she spilled it. I mean, literally,
Dude,
I was a little kid and I got a pot of hot coffee spilled on me. Got
See,
big
I
bad
saw the
burns. I didn't
docu-
sue the place. I didn't change everything.
Yeah, but I saw the documentary on that. That's a whole.
Yeah. You know what's
that's a whole
happening?
story.
You know what's coming now with freaking
I don't
Gorilla
trust
Glue.
all these documentaries.
No, with
on some of
Gorilla
this
Glue
stuff.
now, after
She
that,
was
Oh my god,
messed
another thing, because
up.
people are stupid.
because Tessica put Gorilla Glue in her hair thinking it was going to style it,
Right.
and now everyone's got to be like, oh my god, we have to fix this.
Well, you got
Gorilla
Tide
Glue's like,
Pods
dude,
and-
who thought that this would be a good
and
idea?
it's sad that we now have to make like teenage-proof containers. It used to be child-proof we had to worry about. Now it's teenage-proof.
And that's
for
why
Tide
at the
Pods.
beginning of the show, when you were like, isn't it bad with kids? And I was like, dude, adults are just as stupid.
No. I mean as far as what they believe. We're just as stupid, but as far as kids believe, yeah, you can't fix
That's
stupid.
fair.
That's absolutely
But
right.
Shout out
there
Ron
was
White.
a show. Well, Married with Children did one. He was going to watch a show, and they said, "What happened to the show that was on TV?" And it's like some woman in Michigan didn't like it, and that's true. That's all it took, because they're under this idea: if one person doesn't like it, a million people don't like it. If one person's offended, a million people are offended.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
no,
that's why-
one of them's just a fucking Karen.
That's why Gabe was right about that tidal wave thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the momentum of the week, because we have such a short memory when it comes to rage and anxiety nowadays, that we sort of
One and done.
collectively pick a topic, we destroy it, whether that be a human being or a product or something, everybody loves to destroy
down.
things forever.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of
Speaking
that
of destroying
going on.
things forever, Gorilla
I know,
Tape for
Gorilla Tape
bikini
for
wax.
waxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I
or
tried
that
to do it
Flex
for
Seal.
manscaping, and now it is bikini waxing.
That Flex Seal could work too. Just make sure you remove it quickly.
I can't pee.
No.
He says though also lawsuits change advertising, and they do, and that's why you can't advertise the same thing anymore. And the sad truth is, stupid people are controlling the country.
Yep.
Because it is the idiots, the ones who just can't make common decent decisions, use common sense at any time, that are destroying the country, destroying the product game, the advertising, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You shouldn't, like I said, and I know that you saw the documentary, there's more to it, but you shouldn't have to put coffee may be hot. You should not have to put that on a package of Hot Pockets. Like it's in
It's
the
in the
title.
name. Yeah.
Like,
You are going to burn the shit out of the roof of your mouth.
I mean, they should do. Now, in fairness, Hot Pockets should just say maybe hot. They should say you are going to lose skin when
Will
you
be
eat this
hot
product.
forever.
Because don't get me wrong, they get really fucking
Prepare
hot.
to be wounded for the
But
next
I've never
week
said-
after this Hot Pocket.
But I've never called Hot Pockets and
both
said it's your
ends.
fault
Yeah.
that your frozen product burned me. It wasn't hot when you gave it to me. I just think, yeah, he did that too long.
Yeah, the technology that they provide in Hot Pockets and how to cook them, I think needs to be updated.
Yes.
That little sleeve, just it's not
Yeah.
working right.
We
You
can
know, I
do more.
actually went to Aldi's because for the first time ever I shopped at Aldi's because I got one that opened just around me. I'm like, I've heard good things, I've heard bad things. I know Aldi's. I shopped probably when I was a young kid, and we were like, never go there again. But Aldi's was a totally different store, and I bought
Yeah,
their
it was
brand.
like, it was low income food, right?
Yeah.
At,
Now-
at that point,
It's still
and
cheap.
now it's turned into like a Whole Foods kind of thing.
Kind of. It's still cheap. There's a lot of off-brand stuff, and I bought their brand of Hot Pockets, and they know how to cook. They were better than Hot Pockets because they come in actually a foil-lined bag. You don't
bold
open them or
statement.
anything; you just throw them in. It crisps them perfectly. Does it? No sleeves, no bullshit like that. That's a company moving along with technology.
There you go.
Aldi's, right
Elon
there.
Musk is behind that.
Probably. But no, what everybody has said, Zach in Tide Pods, we brought it briefly earlier, and that is the stupidity. You shouldn't have to write common sense things on products. And though it doesn't seem like a big thing now, it's gonna be because things are gonna keep adding up. It's gonna be Tide Pods. Tide Pods should not be eaten. Tide Pods should not be used as birth control.
Yeah.
Tide Pods should, there's going to be so many things on there that you're going to have to mention Tide Pods can't do.
The survivalist in me says we should just let people who want to eat Tide Pods eat Tide Pods. We got a population problem.
Hey, they live to tell the story.
Traffic's
I'm good
getting
with it.
bad.
It's not like we didn't do shit that was stupid and try and eat different shit when we
I
were
used to
kids.
spray Banaka under my tongue as a dare.
Wow.
I survived that shit.
Yeah, we've done so much stupid shit. Now, mind you, I don't think we were stupid enough to eat Tide Pods because laundry detergent was never on the menu. I don't think we ever poured laundry detergent. However, the blue color of antifreeze really makes me want to try, or green
it
color and
looks
smell of
delicious.
antifreeze
Does
really
look
makes
like
me want to
blue
try it.
raspberry.
It's like Kool-Aid.
And the blue windshield washer, I want to try that shit too because that looks
Yeah.
good.
looks refreshing.
But it really does. I haven't done it yet.
I know.
I'm gonna have to be much older where I'm like, if I die,
And it's
I
in a
probably only
giant
lost a few
jug,
years.
of course. You just want to down the whole thing.
Yeah, be
like-
fully quenched.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's what
it was-
separates us from the Tide Pod people.
Right. We're still
We don't
alive.
do it. We realize it's tempting, but we don't do it.
Yeah.
I think they grew up on Fun Dips, and they were like, hey, this dissolves in my mouth.
So they just kept putting stuff in their mouth.
Right.
that led to a whole bunch of complications.
Either.
That's how we got Brokeback Mountain.
Or they're really in a blow.
That means two things.
Are people just eating Tide Pods, or are they snorting
Yeah.
it as well?
No, they're just eating them. They're putting them in their
They
mouth.
were
and
just
they
eating
dissolve.
them, but
It's just
now that you
lazy.
came up with that
Because
idea,
they
they're going to be
dissolve.
snorting.
But yeah, there's part of the pods you can definitely snort.
Now I'm going to
That's
get
good.
canceled.
Yeah, so Tide Pods, people. That's the thing.
All right.
They're not just
Send your
for laundry.
emails to Keith Litvin.
Don't do that unless you're using Gmail, because Gmail is a very reliable service provider for your email. So if you're going to do that, it's fastpump@gmail.com. Send it there. You've way lost count.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, at least we can hear you. But yeah, that's really what it is. It's things have got to change. I wish we could bring back some of the advertisements that we used to have. I get that where some are over the top, and yeah, probably in today's world don't belong. But some of the characters we need to bring back. What about the last one? Advertising. I was just going to mention Pop Rocks, by the way. 10 packs of Pop Rocks in your mouth at the same time. You
Go
know,
big
if
or
you
go
drink
home.
either Coke or 7-Up,
It's a
one of the two,
challenge.
depending on it, boom, you're going to die, you're going to explode.
Wasn't
Urban
that in
Legend.
the Scream movie?
Oh, yeah. It was like
Yeah.
Scream 2, though. I don't think it was the first one.
Yeah.
No, I think it was a scary movie.
No.
No, it
They
was a
didn't do the
legit.
Pop
Yeah.
Rock things in Scream.
It was in, because they died. It was like a gruesome
It was
death
graphic, yeah.
with like,
Not in Scream.
I
Yeah, it
feel
was
like
in
it was
Scream.
Scream in the theater.
one of the sequels. Yeah.
No,
It was probably 2. Scream 2.
no.
I'll have to look it up.
I like
Go
that Keith's
ahead, I
just
know.
like, no,
I watched-
because
I
don't wanna
watched
be wrong.
fucking Scream through. I watched the whole quadrilogy
Oh, yeah.
like 3 times a year.
I forgot you're the horror movie flick.
I
Dude, if
knew
I
it.
have this on you,
Yes, it was Urban Legend. I do remember that.
Urban
It was
Legend.
Urban Legend. I'm like, it was
Damn
not
it.
Scream.
How ironic that we were talking about Urban Legend and didn't get
oops,
that it was in that movie.
I confused them. That's on me.
Way to go, Brandon.
Yeah, hey, you are the king of horror.
You win the prize.
hats off.
Any problem with cannibalistic mascots? I'm just
No,
curious.
they're great. I think they're good people. Wait, what?
I like it. Well, you have things like pigs advertising ham and chickens advertising chicken restaurants and Charlie the Tuna advertising tuna.
Yep.
I liked how
It's like, eat me.
was it
I'm tuna.
Chick-fil-A that did the cows going, eat more chicken, please.
Yeah, now that I liked.
That's funny.
I remember that. I don't. It might have been Chick-fil-A. I don't think we've seen a commercial for them. Well, we might have because we get a lot of national advertisements now.
Well,
Those I
there's
thought
one
were
on Hall
funny.
Road now, and did you see the line for that thing?
I won't even go near
Oh,
that.
never.
thing.
I've never had one, and
I had Chick-fil-A in Chicago one time because I'm like, okay, I'll try them. I'm like, okay, this is fucking Chick-fil-A. I don't have to worry about Chick-fil-A anymore.
I don't know. I just had it for the first time in Tennessee, and it's good, dude. I mean, it's
I did
good
not
there.
think it was
I'm
good.
not
what
sure
is
it's
it?
going to be
Is
great
it
up here.
roller coaster line good?
No,
That I'm gonna
Is it
sit,
like Popeye's chicken
that I'm gonna
sandwich? Good?
stand in line like I'm riding.
dude. I could get to like I could be in line to have sex with any celebrity I want for the first time, and I wouldn't stand in that long of a line.
No, it depends. Michelle Pfeiffer, I will.
Yeah.
There are certain celebrities that, yeah, I'll stand in a line. I'll wait for weeks in a line. I'll pretend that fucking thing is, you know.
Yeah, I might have to take that back. I have a couple on my list. I might.
Yeah.
Let me start the car.
Oh, Mr. Potato Head and Lay's. I was like, that's weird. That's a cannibalistic one.
Whoa.
I always thought they were weird. I'm like, why are you advertising somebody? Do they have to replace that? Because like when that mascot gets old, do they kill them and serve them to everybody
Yes.
at some point?
They're kind of doing that with the M&Ms too.
Sorry, that green
M&M,
paper.
but I agree. I've never understood that. They eat them.
Yeah, they're all cute.
They're all
I know.
cute, and then they eat them. But at least they're kind of self-aware commercials, so.
Yeah,
And I do like that.
they accept that
Alright.
they're delicious.
That's probably about all the time we got here. No final word, because it's just fun advertisement.
Woo.
It's what we're, and it's true. Advertisement just plays such a big role in our lives. It does, and people don't realize it in everything you do. Whether it's what you're wearing, whether it's things in backgrounds, whether it's that, oh, you got that new snowball mic. That snowball mic works fantastic, pretty much. All the Yeti mics are very good quality for people on a budget, and still like one of the more expensive $200-300 mics that you can get for only $40 to $90, depending on your location. I think you can get them on sale some other places too. You didn't pay $200 for that.
I was just holding up 10 fingers for how many things you promoted today that we're not getting
You
paid
need more
for.
fingers.
Yeah, I do.
Send
Hold on.
text.
You
11.
definitely need more. So it is. It's all around you. Sometimes I think you got to be you more aware of what is around you and why you're doing certain things you're doing. One of the things in America is, though I am a wonderful, beautiful, charming, lovable, sweet, innocent, fat boy, America has a problem with obesity and stuff too, and a lot of it has to do with stuff like that. That impulse buying that was brought up by Bill and brought up by Zach a little bit, and where they're advertising stuff, is we do it, and these commercials and like Burger King, I think, has an agenda that, oh shit, this has not caused enough heart attacks. Let's add more bacon, or something.
Yeah, I drove by Rallies. The thing's like 10 feet high now. It's like the biggest Buford.
Yeah. Who needed a bigger one?
Yeah.
13, actually. I think it's been way more than that, honestly. I think it's been way more than that. But yeah, I do want to cut time because I am playing this new game. It's just was re-released. It's Super Mario Bros. 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. It just came out for the Switch. I'm very excited to play it. They actually enhanced the original Super Mario 3D World. And it should be a lot of fun where you can get the cat suit, the bell, play multiplayer, play across things. It's fantastic. So I do want to get to playing that on my Nintendo Switch when I can. So I just want to make sure that everybody's aware that that's what I'll be doing. Where are you going? What are you looking up, Gabe?
I'll show something once this ends, so we don't.
Oh, great! So everybody else can just wonder what the hell it was.
No, it's Mr. Show. It's so I don't know what the legalese is for that, so I don't want to show it on the show.
Okay. Fair enough for that. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But if you do get in legal trouble, just call the offices of Sam or somebody like that, because they can
Call
help you
Sam.
out when you need it. If you need that extra money, there's 877 cash now.
Did Sam beat Mike? I remember when it was Sam versus Mike.
Oh, it's always Sam.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was with
there is.
Sam.
There is no
I'm
Mike.
thinking when you go back and watch this, it's going to be a lot more that you're going to be able to count from everybody,
wow.
especially me advertising out here. But why not? That's the purpose. The thing that most people do is they don't actually do it blatantly, and that's where you're missing.
You did it
Everything,
blatantly, though.
yeah, everything from the backgrounds that people have or something like that. Now that Brandon finally has stuff on his wall, but even the microphone he's using is an advertisement for the Snowball mic that I just said. If I would not have mentioned it, it's still something that makes you look at it. Hey, it's kind of cool, and it's something that puts your mind in that. Or you might go shopping, you might see one that looks like what you saw on this show. It's amazing how advertisement works and how it can sucker us in, because we are gullible. We are American fools. And that's the truth. We are.
Hell yeah.
Good night.
What we do. Exactly. Just kidding, we're still here. So anyway, no, we're actually about to leave, but I obviously didn't do the end yet. I just wanted to throw that on there. You were all saying goodnight. I thought I should do that. Once again, don't forget you can always typically call into the show by going to earshouldervoice.com/join and join our panel. You can do it by audio or video only. Today's topic was truth in advertising. We were just talking about advertising, pretty much. It was originally called American Fool, Truth in Advertising. I just forgot to actually type it when I did the intro. So our next topic coming up is on Wednesday. It's a color-bound world dealing with racism, and that is, hopefully we have people that are not white as well on the panel. Our other panel, we actually had some, and now they've kind of canceled. So we've been going through a lot of changes through Ear, Shoulder, Voice. That being said, with our changes, this is our last Sunday topic show. From now on, Sundays are going to be open forum shows for everybody. So anything on your mind, anything you want to talk about, no matter how deep, whether it's just something that happened during the week or how you're feeling or just somebody to talk to, we're going to be here for you. We will build on any topic, any conversation. We will, even if you want to talk a little bit politics, we will. We just will not go into partisan politics. But if you have certain things that are just on your mind or issues, bring them to us. It's going to be, that show is going to be about problems you are currently facing. We'll still keep our topic shows on Wednesdays. So we'll have individual topics on that. Hopefully that works out. We're going through a little bit of a panelist change as well. So we're going to have a few new panelists, a few losses, some old. Those that missed them, Lenny will be back within probably a month or so. More often, Nikki should be back at some point. We're not sure about that. Millie will be back as well. A lot of them are moving, going other ways, and got a lot of things going on. But we'll get a lot of those panelists back as well. So other than that, we do enjoy having you here. Don't forget, while you're here, of course, to like, share, subscribe, and follow Your Shoulder Voice on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. And go to our website, www.yourshouldervoice.com, where you can get a schedule of our upcoming podcast, blah, 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 blah. All right, so that's about it. And now I want to say thank you to Gabe and Brandon, both of you, for being here, because it has been phenomenal, very much enjoyable. And we will see you all later. Take care. Right. And now for the credits.
Good night. I don't remember how it goes.
All right, well, listen and learn. And by the way, thank you, Bill, and everybody in the chat.
That was pretty close. That was pretty damn close.
Yeah, you were close.
Who wrote that single? Did someone make that for you?
No.
Oh, you just took it?
All the music is mine. All the music that stays in the show is mine or re-edited versions of public music. The only one that is not is,
that
and
bass
it's probably
line
going to
put
be.
in there. You're like boom, 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 boom.
That's why I redid the "We Got to Stick Together." We got to work together. But that one is actually by Bobby Cole. And that one I'm actually going to end up probably recording over that, so it's not actually him singing it. But the music was done by me. The song was his originally, and I took his vocal.
Nice bass line.
Yeah. So,
I like it a bass.
Yep, it's either all public domain or written by me or rewritten by me. With the exception of the intro ones during the timer and the countdown.
Yeah.
That's because I clipped that off anyway, so it doesn't matter really what I use.
Right.
So let me show you this. Have you ever seen Mr. Show?
I don't think so.
Mr. Show is Bob Odenkirk and David Cross.
Ooh.
And it's it's like under the radar. If you didn't see it on HBO, this is great.
Liberty Bibberty.
Are you able to hear it?
No, we can't hear it. Go.
You can't.
No, you're not. I'll tell you why. Go back to the same thing you did before and just make sure you click share audio and share the tab. Don't share a screen.
So stop sharing.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Go
back, go to the share, and then go to share screen, but then go over to application tab and choose the internet tab that it's on. And at the bottom, before you click OK, you'll see that check mark to share audio. Make sure you use that that application tab though, or else you'll share all computer audio.
Application Windows?
No, the third tab I think is for
Chrome tab.
Yeah, that's what you want to share. Pick the Chrome tab and then share audio from that as well.
Oh, I see.
Now it shows you got audio on it. Oops. I'll wait till you're ready. I don't know what we're going to see, people, but we're off the air, right? Kind of, in a way, maybe.
After hours.
Welcome to ESV.
Are you able to see it?
Now you're cooking with butter.
Are you seeing it now?
I'm still seeing the same image. You shared the Facebook
Oh, that's
tab.
my shit. Yeah, that's mine.
I was like...
In your ears. In your shoulders. In your voice.
Damn it. Janet.
There
we go. Share audio. I see what's going on here.
You see I started doing UFC
UFC
play-by-play?
So, stop. Remove.
Got it?
See, you still messed up.
How?
You shared audio and then shared a screen. You didn't share a Chrome tab. Which means we heard everything like reflected echo.
Damn tech work bull.
I know. You could have just posted the link and I could have brought it up for you, whatever.
All right, hold on. Now that we're off here, it doesn't matter.
March 6th.
Okay, Chrome tab.
Oh.
It says SteamYard, though. It doesn't even give me the option for it.
You don't see the other Chrome tab you got open?
No.
Or are you using Chrome in the other one?
Oh, I'm not.
This is like every time I
That's
visit my
why.
parents.
All right.
Oh, their cell
Press.
phone?
Click the button. Click the button.
I clicked the button, Johnny.
If you'd have clicked the button, it'd be working right now.
Open the window.
You pass me another Marlboro?
Can you just come over tomorrow, please?
I'm so tired.
I don't even know why you kids bought me this. I can't use it.
This is a real pain in my stoma.
Well, while we're waiting for you, we've lost everybody viewing but one. I don't even know who it is still.
That's fine.
They're on Twitch, though, so that's good. All our Facebook people are gone.
March 6th, I'll be doing live play-by-play for the UFC 259. If you
Hey, it's about time you got one in.
don't feel like paying for the pay-per-view, but you want to know what's going on, I got you.
All right.
Well, we could do that. We could just show it in the background. 'Cause
We
won't
got
track
it
that we're
now. We
showing it.
got it. We got it.
Let's do we
First
now?
try.
Do we now? Let's find out.
Oh,
Okay.
now I just messed it up again. Hold on.
However, I'm not hearing my voice back, so you might have this right. Let's find out.
All right.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
definitely have to check it out. I gotta show this one though really quick for Brandon as well because
Sure.
he has not seen it. Yet. Right in line with advertising.
Classic.
Yeah.
One of our favorite ones.
Oh, for sure.
I fucking still love that commercial.
Yeah.
All right.
They had a lot of good ones on SNL, like Mom Jeans. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I used to love. There was I loved the Metro card with Roseanne. I hated Roseanne at the time, but she did the Metro card with Phil Hartman. That was hilarious.
That's great.
I'm just like,